So I forgot to hit record at the very beginning. I created this problem in pink. We had opposites there that we canceled. So this is a problem exactly like yesterday that you are catching us in the middle of. Okay, so this is nothing new that I'm doing right here. I'm talking to people at home. All right, so then we would add 36. Okay, so why, Sylvia, why do I add 36 here? How do I know to add? It's opposites. We've been doing opposites all year round, all year long. Because what are we trying to do? Get rid of it. The same way we got rid of those. And that's how we knew to put a plus there. But in an equation, what you do to one side, you have to do the other. Okay? And then I have 7x equals, put that in my calculator, I would get 49. And then, of course, divide both sides by 7. And we get x equals 7. Okay? And let me say it again. I do a lot of math in my head. You are not expected to. You always should use your calculator on like something really important like a test. But you see me pick up the calculator all the time when I don't know what something is. Okay, so just I go a little faster, but you would pick up your calculator and answer. So there's the solution. Okay, so sometimes math gods smile upon us. All right, let's look at this. No, I'm sorry. Example 3. Right here. Solve using elimination. Okay, for elimination, I need opposite. It could be the x's, it could be the y's. Doesn't matter. Let's see what we have. Do we have opposites in this problem? We do not. But we can see the y's are really close, right? If only one of them were negative, I would have opposites. So that's the extra step today. And we touched on it yesterday in that word problem, right? So technically, so I'm going to say it once and then we'll do it all the same way after this. It really doesn't matter which y you change to a negative. It doesn't. But so that you and I have the same steps and work, we're just going to always do it to the second one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to rewrite the first equation. We're not changing a single thing. Don't do anything to the top equation. Don't do anything to it. Okay? The bottom equation, I want the 6y to be negative. Now, you can make it negative, but you have to follow the math laws, or you go to math jail, it's not fun. You have to multiply the whole bottom equation by -1. When you multiply the whole bottom equation by -1, it's really simple. You don't need to pick up your calculator. When you multiply anything by -1, it just changes its sign. So if you're positive, you become negative. If you're negative, you become positive. That's it. This one happens to have 3 positive numbers, okay? You could have some positive, some negative. You just change the sign. So I would have -5x minus 6y equals -6. So in order to change one of the terms, you have to change all of them. But that's easy, guys. That's it. That's the only new stuff that you'll have to do today. Now, and only now that I have opposites is when I do that business. Because now I can cancel the y's and solve for x. So 3 plus -5 is -2x equals 30 minus 6 is 24. Sorry, I'm squeezing in here. So I have, I'm just going to rewrite that. -2x equals 24. And of course, now we would just divide both sides by -2. Okay, we have half our answer. Remember to put it in the right order. X, y. X is -12. Y is, let's find it. So look at what we have. We have x. That's what we have, right? X. You have to plug it in for x. It doesn't matter which one, guys. It doesn't matter any of it. You can plug it in here, which is really the same as that one, or here. It doesn't matter as long as you plug it in for x. Okay? So I'm just going to plug it into the first one, and I'm just using this space. I'm so sorry. So that would be 3 times x, which is -12, plus 6y equals 30. I just chose the first one. It doesn't matter, though. Pick whichever one is saying pick me to you. And now just solving an equation. You have those like terms there. 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. What's the opposite of negative 36? Positive 36, right? Remember, you need to have opposites to cancel. We've been doing it all year. We just didn't really call it opposite. It actually makes me think next year when I teach at the beginning of the year, I'll call it opposites. When we get to this, you guys will, my future students, if I teach this class, will know what to do. Okay, anyway, 66 divide by 6. And I know I'm doing this math in my head, but you can trust me. Y is 11. Okay? So what I'd like to do, I was going to do another one. Let's go right to the homework, and I'm going to do like 4 with you, and that'll leave 3 for you to do. Okay? So here's where you need to make a decision. Personal decision. Sounds like so dramatic. You need to decide, are you going to have enough room? Sorry. Oh, this looks like that. Are you going to have enough room on this piece of workbook paper to show the work? Or do you need to get a piece of paper of mine or your own, whatever? I will show you. I tried to do the first one on here. It just got really messy, and I felt like I couldn't fit it. So unless you are super neat, write nice and small, I would use a separate sheet of paper. Please label it with this. If you write on a separate sheet of paper, please, I don't care about the page number, but 6.3 day 2 at least. That way, when you give me your packet, I can give you those points easily, right? But if you're going to do the paper, get it now. You always can help yourself to that. If you want to take a few pieces so you have it, feel free. I have plenty of paper. You can have as much as you want, okay? So at least have this somewhere on your paper, okay? Please, please, please. And I don't want to get too far ahead of any of you, so I'm giving you guys a second to catch up with me, so please be writing. And be careful when you copy it. Just make sure if you're writing on your own paper that you are writing it out so I can check it. So I'm going to do 7, 8, 9, and 30 with you. I'm going to do quite a bit with you. All right. So first thing we look at is, do we have what we need to be able to say plus? Because you don't do that until you know you have what you need. What we need is opposites. Do we have opposites given to us in this problem? We don't. Which ones are close, though, the C's or the D's? The D's, right? If only one of them had a different sign. All right, we learned today how to fix that. All we're going to do is rewrite the first problem exactly. We didn't change a thing. And we'll multiply the bottom one by -1. And remember, multiplying anybody by a -1 simply changes its sign. So my 5C becomes -5C. My -9D becomes positive 9D. Just changes the sign. Keep going, everybody. 103 becomes -103. That's all doing the -1 does. Okay? Now, because we do have opposites, see them right there, I can add the system. Because I can get rid of the D's and combine everything else. 6C plus -5C is 1C, but we're not going to put a 1 in front of the C, right? And 111 minus 103, right in my calculator, will give me 8. So I just found half of my answer, and I have to decide, okay, what are they talking about? C. So go back to the problem. C and D. A, B, C, D. It's always going to be alphabetical order. So just say the alphabet to yourself and find out where each letter goes. So clearly, the 8 goes first. You guys are doing an awesome job. And now I need D. I can plug this 8 in, right? It's C. Look at that letter. It has to go in for C. Here, here, here. You choose. Pick one. Does it matter? If I really wanted to waste time, I would show it to you plug into all of them for you and show you get the same answer. I personally like to pick where there's the fewest number of negatives because that's where we tend to make mistakes. There's not really a better one than any of the others. So I'm just going to pick one. Let's pick the first one. 6 times C. C is 8, right? Minus 9D equals 111. We need to figure out what that is. That's 48. Remember your goal. You're trying to get D by itself. This is that equation solving I feel like you guys should really be good at now. We want D by itself. So I'm going to move this 48. Am I going to add 48 or subtract 48? Well, how do you know that? I don't see a sign in front of the 48. I'm being silly. But that's what I was getting at because I keep seeing it. Don't write this. This is wrong. It's when I pick up a pencil, you know it's something I'm going to write. I keep seeing this. Guys, you can't cross out 48 plus 48. 48 plus 48 isn't 0. It's 96. Okay? So when you get confused, think, how do I make that a 0? If I have $48 and then I have no dollars, what happened? I lost or subtracted $48. Okay? Do it to both sides. So, here's a moment where I have no idea what that is. I need to pick up my calculator. I get 63. Divide both sides by -9, and D equals -7. It looks like a lot of work, just at first glance, but remember, the first whole chunk here was just really rewriting the first equation and changing the signs of the second, okay? Let's do another one. Again, be so careful copying from the book to paper. All right, do we have opposites right this second? No. The F's are close, though. If only one of them was negative, we would have opposites. Okay, let's use that method we just learned. Rewrite that top one exactly as you see it. I didn't change a thing. And I'll multiply the bottom one by -1. The whole equation, all 3 terms get their sign changed. Again, they all are positive here. They're all going to be negative here. And now, my darlings, that we have opposites on the F's, that's when we can add the 2 systems together. Right? Bye-bye F's. 14 plus -10 is 4. 13 minus 25 is -12. And guys, understand, whether you type this in your calculator or this, you're going to get the same answer. If you do 13 plus -25 or 13 minus 25, like you skip the plus sign there, you're always going to get the same answer, okay? So whether you just say